What's up, guys? So I've had some friends that have asked me, hey Nolan, can you show me some stuff on Ableton Live? And I really want to show everybody as much as I can about Ableton Live. Just some background, I've been working with Ableton Live for the last 5 years, and I want to show you guys the aspects that I use it for, which are for church-related worship services and also from a production standpoint. That's what hopefully a lot of these videos that I will be creating will be able to help you with that, to have a better understanding. Where do I start with Ableton Live? How do I get to using it from a praise and worship standpoint? Let's go over here. So first thing, we're gonna open up Ableton Live. Side fact, I have Ableton Live 9. I don't have 10, which is the newest one, because I don't see a need yet to really upgrade. If you have 10, good job. I don't have it. So this is the view that you're gonna see whenever you open Ableton Live for the first time. There are two views to Ableton Live. This one is called Session View. So up here in the right-hand corner, there are 3 horizontal lines. If you click that, that flips you over to what is called Arrangement View. If you press Tab, the Tab button on your keyboard, that will flip you back and forth between those two. So what do I use each view for most? I use Session View for loops. I feel like that you can create loops and mix loops a lot faster within Session View here. So that is what I really use it for. I will go over, just like what all of these buttons up here are. This triangle right here is play. The square is stop. The circle is record. And it'll start recording. This is to overdub. Over here is our link button, link on and off. And it gives you a little explanation down in like the bottom corner right here. Yeah, right. Actually, on your screen, no, on your screen. It'll be right over here where you're looking at. It'll be right down here. It tells you, like link button is when enabled, the link will update to show how many other link enabled devices are connected. This is your tap tempo. So if you have if you don't know the specific tempo of a song that you're on, you just click it and it'll do it. This is your master tempo section. So this is whatever your tempo is gonna be for your for all of Ableton Live. This is what it is going to be. This is your nudge, your tempo up and down. This is your time signature. So if you have a loop or something or anything, a track that's in 6/8, or 4/4, what it's in right now, this is where you change that. These 2 dots right here, this is your metronome. This next one over here is your quantize menu, which you don't really need that for this. The metronome, what I like to do is I like the Ableton metronome within Ableton. You can use it whenever you are using tracks and loops and everything. It's a good metronome, but I like to have control where I can, if need be, I can turn the click down, turn it up. That metronome, the metronome within Ableton is controlled by your master volume on your computer. That is the only reason why I've used it and I like it, but it's just, I like to have more control. So just an explanation right there before I get into everything else. So each one of these vertical lines here is called a channel. We have a MIDI channel and audio channels. Those are the 2 channels that you can create. I'm gonna delete these MIDI channels because we don't need those. We want just audio for this. The first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a click in. There are free clicks that you can download on the internet. You can literally go on multitracks.com and they have free click tracks and everything like that. And you can get those to use within Ableton. Also plenty of drum, you can look up loops. People give free loops all the time and stuff like that if you're looking for stuff. The thing that is so great about Ableton Live is that you can take any loop at whatever tempo and make it to any tempo that you want. So if you get a loop that's at 70 BPM, you can use that loop at 100 BPM because Ableton is able to quickly manipulate and what's called warping the audio. So what I'm gonna do here really fast is I'm just gonna show you what I would do if really fast needed a loop for service or was creating a loop for service. Over here, there are 3 arrows actually in these corners. And this first one up here in the top left-hand corner is gonna open up your side window or for all of your categories. These are where your folders are at for different things on your computer. So the top ones here are all built in within Ableton Live. So these are your sounds. These are instruments that you can use and play within Ableton. Drums, drum racks, these are, also other virtual instruments. These are all different things that can be used for external instruments. Audio effects, MIDI effects, plugins, clips, samples. Then down here, we've got, these are all places on your computer that you can drag in and add to quickly access multi-tracks and different things like that. Drum samples. Okay, so down here, this is what I use for creating loops and everything very quickly. First thing is first, I always create a click track. So I have a click in here. So the first thing that I always do whenever creating loops or tracks or anything, always make a click track. That is the first thing. You can have a loop, and you can just have loops for your church. You don't have to have a click. Some churches, they only have one channel open on their soundboard, and and say that you don't know how to set up a click or anything like that. Maybe in later videos, I can show that. How do I get to where we have a click and the loop and track or whatever? But for right now, this is just what I do. So I always create a click track. And now I have, in this drum samples folder, I have different short loops. So some are 4 measures, some are 2 measures. I'm gonna pull in, like I said, I want a shaker here. I told you each one of these is a channel, so you can put something on each one of these channels. I mean, you can create more channels. If you go up here to the top, create, insert audio track. It'll insert another track. Another thing, Command T will create another audio track. That's a shortcut for you if you didn't know. I'm all about shortcuts. Shortcuts make your life a lot easier. So now these are channels. Horizontally here, these are called scenes. So this right here could be your first song loop. This right here could be your second song loop, third song loop, so on and so forth. So right here, so if we click in these grayed out triangles here are your play button for each one of those scenes. So if you click this triangle right here, this gray triangle, it's gonna play that first scene. And there we go. So that's playing. But I want a little something else. I need more like ambience. So I'm gonna pull in this other loop here and I'm gonna play it. And there we go. So you would have a loop for service. You can make this any tempo that you want now because it's warped. I'll explain that in another video. All of warping, dealing with different things and whatnot. But if you right click up here where it says 1 and go to rename, or you do Command R, then you can put this to whatever tempo you want. So let's say you want it at 100 and then you just type in space and then you go BPM. Press enter. That triangle now turns orange. And if you click that, so up here where our tempo is at, it says 120. Now watch what that does whenever we click this orange arrow. So up over here, it changed the session tempo to 100. And that is what this does. You could put in your tempo for whatever songs you have, and it will make it'll make it whatever tempo you need it to. And there you go. That is what I use Session View for, is to create loops like that and do it on the fly. Now there's more that I do, but that's just a quick rundown of an introduction of how to use that. Now, on to the next view, which is, if you press tab, we are in what's called arrangement view. Now, what do I use arrangement view for? I use it for multi-tracks and creating tracks. That's what I use it for. I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna open a multi-track. And this is the multi-track for Resurrecting by Elevation Worship. So you're gonna see all of these horizontal lines, okay? So it's the same thing. Each one of these is a channel within Ableton Live. Just the same way, if you press tab, again, go back to session view, each one of these is a channel. That's what these are over here. Now, if you click the arrow right beside them, it will open them up and you can see the audio that is in between them. Now, if you highlight all of them, hold shift and then click down at the bottom, click the arrow, it will open them all up and you can see them, see all the audio and everything like that. What I like about arrangement view though is that you can see the progression of the song. You can see where we're gonna go next, what is going to happen, how many measures until this next section of the song. And what I mean by section of the song is that if you look, you see all these little triangles with lines. It says bridge and stuff like that. That shows you that's a downbeat in the song. That's like beat 1, and that shows you that is beat 1 of the bridge, like the first downbeat of the bridge, of the chorus, of the verse. And that shows you where you're at in the song. It also gives you the functionality of live playback. That's why I like arrangement view. So for instance,
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Intro.
And boom, and that marker does the intro again. And then here it's gonna be, you know, verse.
Verse.
Here it's gonna be chorus.
Chorus.
And all that kind of stuff. And so that's why I like to see where we're going next and different things like that. I hope this first video helped you to understand what I use Ableton Live for, each view, arrangement view and session view, what I think that their strong points are for each. And if you have any questions or anything, or you have an idea for a video that you would like me to do and to show you guys, comment below. If you liked this video, comment below, like it. If you didn't like it, that's cool too. I don't know absolutely everything about Ableton Live, but I just want to show you guys, those that have questions or don't know where to start, this is kind of a place where you can start at. If you have any questions or anything, comment below and I'd love to hear from you guys. But until the next video, I'll see you guys.